Hello guys, and welcome back to more Lyon on the Force Lines YouTube channel. This is my Lyon save on FM 2015, and we're at close season, the end of the first season. It's June 2nd 2015, and there's going to be no live com in this game. I did a double live com last time. I've done that second time this season. I've done that. Today is just going to be a look back at our first season in charge of Lyon, and it could have gone a lot better, to be honest. Some things we did well, some things not so well. So yeah, some things we could have done better. At least we came out of this season with some silverware. So if we have a look at our competition, so the main focus really is Ligue 1, which was the French Premier League. Well, it's not called that, Ligue 1. We finished fourth. We could have finished a lot higher, but the very last game of the season we were against Stade Rennais. I think Stade Rennais. It's been a while since I've recorded on this. It was against Stade Rennais. And we lost our final game of the season. If we'd have won, we would have finished runners-up, and we would have been in Champions League football in the group stage. We lost, and that means that Lille and PSG both won their last games, which means they overtook us, and we finished fourth, only getting Europa League football, which was not what we wanted at the start of the season, but it's what we've got, which is a shame. But I'm still content. At least we're in Europe. Lyon. I believe, I think they got into the Europa League last season because I think they finished fifth, which would still get them in. But yeah, I am disappointed because we could have done so much better. We had some really silly defeats, and I'll have a look at the full schedule, the full set of fixtures in detail a little later on. Europa League, we're in European competition, of course. We passed our group stage with flying colours. We won 5 games, and the very last game was a dead rubber against Ludogorets, so we fielded kind of a second string 11 if you like, and we lost, but we were through anyway. We won all our games before that, including some big wins. 5-1 against Grasshoppers I think was the standout performance there, but then we got to the first knockout round. We got through that. Can't remember who we beat there. It was FC 20. It was a Dutch team, and then we got to the last 16, but we got knocked out by Leverkusen, which was a bit of an annoying one. We could have won that. Spurs won the Europa League, by the way, and the Champions League was won. I don't think the Champions League has actually been played yet. Let me just check. Spurs beat so Leverkusen were the runners-up in the end, but Spurs beat them 4-0 after extra time. So there was 0-0 after 90 minutes. Spurs scored 4 extra time goals. That's mental. Andros Townsend 98 minutes, Adebayo 108. Townsend with the second on 114 minutes, and then Ryan Mason. That's pretty mad. That's pretty insane. Who won the Champions League? They do still have to play the final, and it's Barcelona against Bayern Munich. So that's that. So that's a bit of a shame. Coupe de France, their FA Cup basically. We got knocked out in our very first match in the tournament. But of all the teams we could have drawn, as I keep saying, there were non-league teams in this draw, and we drew Marseille. Could not have been any harder, and we lost. Only by 1 goal, I think, but we lost. And then final competition, the Coupe de la Ligue, the French League Cup. We did win it, which was a good thing. Who actually won? Oh, Bastia won the French Cup in the end. It was like a Bastia... I think it was a Bastia-Lorient final or something like that. But yeah, that was that. And then Coupe de la Ligue, as I said, we won it. So let's have a look now at the fixtures in more detail. So here they are. Pre-season was pretty relevant, really. We didn't have big matches. We didn't lose any of them, which was the important thing. Only time we failed to win was against Ajax. Went through the Europa League third qualifying round against Motherwell. Actually, if we just filter them out, we'll just have a look at them individually. So let's look at Ligue 1 first. So here we go. Was this where we were? I think so. So here we are. Unbeaten in the first 5. Our first live com must have been the draw against Rennes. It seems like so long ago now. First defeat came against Paris Saint-Germain. That's to be expected though. Beat Lorient 3-1. Drew with Nantes. Lost away against Montpellier and away against Nice. Big win there actually. I'll go a bit further up. Big win against Monaco with a Gorkov and an own goal, giving us a win against Monaco, who should have done a lot better this season, I think, and they didn't. With the money that they got, they should be doing better. I know the chairman now has not injected as much money as before, which is why they couldn't really afford to keep players like Falcao and players like that. But you still expect them to be at least challenging for titles, and they're not, which is a shame. The Rhone derby we lost away against Saint Etienne, which was a shame. Biggest win there was 4-0 against Bastia. That was our biggest win really of the season. Defeat against Lyon was a bit of a bad one there. We beat Met 3-0. We lost away against Lille. Beat Paris Saint-Germain at home, which was good. Excellent defeat, excellent performance there. Defeat against Lille, as I said. This was a pretty bad spell here where we only won 1 in 6, and that win was 4-3 away against Marseille. Probably the biggest win of the season in terms of the league. I'm not sure about best performance, but biggest win definitely. Most important win. Goalless draws against Nice and Green-Jean before a 2-0 win against Bastia. Beat Saint-Etienne 1-0. Bit of revenge there in the Rhone derby. And then, we won 6 in a row here. And it's just that last game where we completely bottled it. I think it was my fault, to be honest, though. I went with a different tactic here. I went with the narrow diamond. I can't remember. And I think it didn't really pay off, which was a bit of a shame. But never mind. I was still pretty content with 4th place, but it's just that we could have finished a lot higher. Let's have a look at the table in full and see who's actually coming up and down from the other leagues. So Marseille won the league by only 5 points in the end. They started off absolutely excellently, did Marseille. I think they won their first 14 in a row and only conceded like maybe 3 or 4 goals. So let's just have a look at Marseille. So it's a big wins here as well. So they only conceded 1, 2, 3, 4 goals in their first, I think it's 14 games. But then they failed to win in 6 before a 5-2 victory. And they dropped more points in the second half of the season. A lot of defeats. Some of them silly defeats as well. Defeat against Lens and Nantes and Lille. Well, that's not silly defeats really, but Lille are a good team. They were runners up in the end. But Marseille won the league by only 5 points in the end, but it could have been by a lot more. I think they were always favourites. Lille and PSG were level on points, 77 each. Lille winning by goal difference in the end, getting second place by 6 goals. They scored 10 more, but they conceded 4 more. So Lille finished second in favour of Paris Saint-Germain. We, as I said, miss out on the Champions League football and we get Europa League. I'm pretty sure that gets us into the group stage, which is okay. At least we didn't have to go through a playoff this time. That's what we had to do last season. Monaco finished 5th in the end, so they still get their Europa League football. Stade Rennais finished 6th. Saint-Etienne finished 7th. Montpellier 8th. Lens and Bordeaux round out the top 10. Nice, Nantes, Evian, Stade Reims and Toulouse 11th to 15th. Bastia, of course, won the French Cup, so they get Europa League football. I think that puts us through to the 3rd round. Because we won the Coupe de France, that's why Monaco get that extra place, I think. I'm not sure, though. Cayenne just beat the drop on 35 points, and the relegated teams are Green-Jean, Lorient, and Metz. Who is coming up from Ligue 2 for next time round? Al Avignon finished top with 64 points. Let's just see... Who was the top scorer for them? Mamadou Niang got 16 goals. Savagnier got 9. A few people on 7. So it's always good to see who are the top scorers in the lower leagues, because they could be potential transfer targets for the summer. Angers and Dijon finished 2nd and 3rd. So let's have a look at Angers. I know they have some of our players on loan. Clinton and Gier being one of them. And he got 8 goals for them. Kodjia was the top scorer for them, 15 goals. And 3rd place was Dijon. And who was their best player? Johan Riviere got 16 goals in 35 appearances, 28 starts. Only a 6.89 rating though, so he must have had some poor performances. Coming down from Ligue 2, Ajaccio, I think that's how you say that. They were top flight before, weren't they? Yeah, they suffered back-to-back relegations. Insecure finances. So yeah, Ajaccio, they suffered... I'm probably saying that wrong. They suffered back-to-back relegations. They've been in the top flight for a couple of spells, but they've now dropped down to the CFA. CFM, whatever it's called. Up from them, Istres, Bourg, Pyrenos, and Paris FC. Paris FC, okay. So, where are Auxerre used to be, right up there. Where are they now? They finished 6th in Ligue 2. Nancy 5th, Sochaux 4th. These are guys that really should have been in the top flight, and they're not. Brest 13th. So yeah, I don't think, did I have any other leagues loaded? Can't remember. I'm not too worried about the other leagues though. Okay, so that's the league looked at really. So now let's have a look at. I'm not going to look at the Coupe de France because we know how we did in there. We did terribly. Let's have a look at the Coupe de la Ligue and look at our road there. We only had to play 4 matches. 3-0 victory against Brest. We beat PSG 4-3 in their stadium. That was a fabulous game, that one. Another own goal, which we were kind of which we benefited from. Lacazette with a second half brace. Gone along, got the winner in the end, 82nd minute. So I'm really pleased with that performance. Got a narrow win against Lyon away from home. Lacazette with the only goal of the game there. And then we won in the final, 3-1. Greenshot went out at 10 minutes late in the match. Lacazette with a second-minute goal. Greenshot with an equaliser 4 minutes in the second half. And then Yassine Benzia with 2 goals in 3 minutes. And, that gave us the French League Cup. Finally, let's have a look at the Europa League. So we had a couple of playoffs to go through here. Third qualifying round, we beat Motherwell 5-1 on aggregate. And then we beat Slovan Bratislava 6-1 on aggregate in the Europa League playoff. Our group was Standard Liège, Ludogorets and Grasshoppers. Comfortable win against Grasshoppers at home, 5-1, beat them 3-1 in Switzerland. Standard Liège, we beat them 2-1 in both ties. Beat Ludogorets 1-0 in Bulgaria. As I said, that final game against Ludogorets, a dead rubber. We'd already finished top of the group because everyone else did not get as many points as us. Ludogorets, they beat us 1-0, but as I said, we fielded sort of a second string 11. And then we got into the last 32 of the Europa League. We drew FC Twente from the Netherlands. 2-2 draw away in Holland, but then we beat them 4-2 at our stadium. Excellent performance there to put us through to the last 16, where Leverkusen beat us at our stadium 1-0 in the first leg, and we couldn't get the victory in Germany. Only a 2-2 draw, despite going ahead twice. No, we went ahead twice, but we couldn't finish them off. They got a 94th minute equaliser. If they hadn't scored that, we would have been through on away goals, but it wasn't to be, which was a massive shame. They haven't announced the fixtures for next season yet. I'll look at those in a minute, but what I'm going to do now is have a look at the squad and see who are the best and worst of the season. So, top scorer, Alexander Lacazette, 24 goals. My cursor's frozen. Fantastic. Alexander Lacazette, 24 goals. So, standout performer, 16 came in the league. He wasn't top scorer, I don't think. Let's just see who were the top scorers. Divock Origi was the top scorer with 20 league goals, on loan from Liverpool, of course. Zlatan got 19, so did Ola Toivonen of Stade Rennais. I believe he scored against us in that last game, but I'm not certain. Ismail Bangura got 16 goals as well. Best performer on average was Andre Ayew of Marseille. Zlatan was just behind him, and then Barada and Origi round out the top 4. Most assists, Julien Ferre of Cayenne. So that's that. Let's have a look at all the player stats, see if we're featured anywhere on here. Lacazette was the joint 4th top scorer. That's all for that one. Appearances, Tony Lopez had 37, only missed one really. So there's Lacazette with his 16 goals. Gorkov a bit further down with 9. 2 interruptions in one video, fantastic. So yeah, okay, so Gorkov got 9 goals, so he gets on the and then further down we've got players as well. Gorkov could have had a lot more, but he suffered a long-term injury near the end of the season. He's still going to be out for a few weeks as well, so he might miss the start of pre-season, but I'm hoping he doesn't. Which is a bit of a shame for him. Let's have a look at other ones now. There's always kind of long videos, but that doesn't matter too much. Lopez is he's near the top for goals conceded, but Enyama of Lille and Sirigu of Paris Saint-Germain conceded a lot less. Marseille, considering they conceded only 3 or 4 goals in their first half of the season pretty much, conceded 34 in the end, did Steve Mandanda. And so Tony Lopez conceded less. Penalties, is this given away or scored? This is scored penalties. Gorkov scored 4 out of 4. Lacazette scored 2 out of 2. And that was it. Jallet took one, but he missed it. Top assist makers. Our highest player here is Nabil Fekir, who got 7. Few players above him, lots of 8s and 9s, and 5 players getting double figures. Team goals. Jallet got 56. Oh, so is this how many goals they contributed to? Jallet contributed to 56. Lopez to 55. So this must have been like people like involved in passes. Look at that group there. Jallet, Lopez, Lacazette, Wemba and Gonalon. There's a big group of people there. Team conceded. Right. I don't know what these are really. I don't want to look at games won and games lost. Right. Were there any offenders really? Umtiti with most yellow cards. He got 9 in the end. He did get a few like yellow cards, but he got a few goals as well. Umtiti. He was one of the top scoring defenders. Only red card I believe was Christophe Jallet. Where is he? Yeah, only red card in the league, which is good. Man of the match awards. Lacazette got 4. Pass completion. Jordan Ferry's right up with an 87% pass completion. He's a joint top really with Blaise Matuidi, who I highly rate. I bought him on my Liverpool save in last year's Football Manager, and he was a fabulous player for me. Thiago Motta, Borillon, Taihi, and Mendy, also the people played in there. Tackles per game, no one to be seen here really. Our highest player is Ferry again with an average of 7 tackles a game. Dribbles, Fekir 4 dribbles a game. Shots on target, Lacazette 58%. Distance covered, Jallet's right up here, 296 miles covered. That's a huge amount. Right up there at the top. He's been an excellent signing. He wasn't one of my signings. He was a January signing for Lyon. So he only came in via the January update, and he's been excellent for Lyon, especially in this save anyway. I don't know how he's been doing for Lyon IRL, I'm not quite sure actually. Distance covered over 90 minutes. Jallet, he's our highest rated player with average of 8. Lacazette on average, goal every 3 hours or so. Clean sheets. Tony Lopez, 18 clean sheets. He's joint top with Mandanda of Marseille. Offside. Lacazette was caught offside 57 times. I think he's the Balotelli of Lyon, except he scores goals. Less said about Sunday, the better. I'm so angry about that. I'm embarrassed, if anything. Cross completion. Gonalon got 33% there. Key passes. Gorkuf, 64. Key tackles. Umtiti got 28. He's our highest player on that list. Aerial challenges. Umtiti again, 89. Interceptions. Umtiti again, 311. He's been excellent. He's been our best defender by far, even though he's got a lot of yellow cards. Average rating, our best average player on average was Jallet. Mistakes. Gonalon is the biggest mistake maker in our team with 130 mistakes. Who made the most mistakes that led to goals? Who's the Dejan Lovren of our team? Bizovac. That's not really a surprise, really, with 3 goals. And he's been transfer listed because he wants to leave, and I'm going to let him. He hasn't been very good. He spent first part of the season injured and never really got going. So he's going to be leaving. Got a 6.87, which is a fairly solid. He got a couple of goals to show for it as well from his 15 appearances. One of them coming from the bench, and he got an assist as well. But he made too many mistakes for my liking this season, ones that led to goals. He's asked to leave, so I'm going to let him because he didn't really get as much game time with only 15 games. So yeah, now let's have a look at the squad. So as I said, Lacazette top scorer, Gorkuf with 19 goals in all competitions as well. Our other strikers didn't play as many games, Yatara and Benzia, but they got a few goals to show for it. Grenier had an injury hit season, but still managed 7 goals in all competitions. Same goes for Fekir as well. He had some injuries this season. He got 5 goals. Dino Halilovic was a free transfer, only a 16-year-old, and he got 4 goals in all competitions. I think a couple of them came in the Europa League. Umtiti got 4 goals, which was excellent for a defender. Gonalon with 4 and Wemba with 4. I think there was a really good one in there as well, long range. Fekir also actually got goal of the season for his finish against Toulouse. Lindsay Rose, another defender who got a couple of goals, as did Jallet and Bizovac and Malbronk. Ferry got a goal, Kone got a goal. Bojan Djorkic didn't get a goal, but he was an absolutely excellent player. Fofana had a couple of games off the bench, and that was it, because he was injured for almost the whole season, really. He spent about a year on the sidelines, and he never really got into the team once he came back, just because he wasn't match fit. And so all these guys didn't get any goals. There's goalkeepers here and people that didn't really play. So yeah, that's goals. I've had a look at assists and stuff really. So our best performer on average, as we said, Jale. Who are the worst performers that played a lot of games? Halilovic had a lot of games off the bench. So I don't think there's anyone that's had a bad season really. You know, I said about Bizovac and his mistakes, but in terms of actual defending in other areas, he's been okay. Why has it done that? I'm sorry, guys. My bloody Football Manager just minimised for no apparent reason. I'm not quite sure why. Right, where was I? Here. So I don't think there's anyone really that we need to ship out. We don't need to get rid of any dead weight, as it were. It just depends on who comes in with the offers. For example, Gonalon is unhappy because he wants to join AC Milan because they played Champions League football, and he's asked to leave because he wants to play in the Champions League. And we didn't qualify for that, so I'm hoping we don't let him go because he is our captain. Excuse me. But yeah, well, if the offer comes in, then we might have to accept it. Otherwise, it's really going to upset the squad harmony, which we don't want to do. So let's look at the board. What does the board think of us? So in terms of what we've got for this season, at the moment we have a transfer budget of 15 million, but we could shrink that and get more wage budget, which we probably need because we only have about 20 grand or so in excess wage budget. So I might have to shrink the transfer budget a bit, but it's still not a bad amount considering, you know, we didn't have very much this season. And the amount of things we did. How much did we actually spend? We only spent 1.45 million this season on Adino Halilovic, who was free. Pleticosa cost £700,000. He's also retiring at the end of the season. Diogo Figueiredo was a loan player who we sent back because he didn't play enough and he wasn't very good. And Bojan Djokic cost £625,000. Looks like an absolute steal because he's been excellent for us this season. Really good defender. Got an assist for us as well, so he's done really well in the 18 games he played. All of them starts as well. In terms of outgoings, I think there was just one player that was released. We didn't sell anyone per se, did we? No, they were loaned out. Okay, so the only people we sold were Zifan on a free transfer. Kone was released on a free. That was like a mutual consent one. And then, Gazal and Gorgolan, I need them to go because Gazal's a wide player and we haven't been using wide players in either of our tactics. And Gorgolan's was the backup goalkeeper who just wasn't good enough. That's why we bought Pleticosa. But considering Pleticosa's retiring, maybe he could come back in, even though his report isn't good at all. His current ability is only 1.5 star. So I think we need, for the new transfer window, new players, we need a backup goalkeeper. Let's have a look at our depth as well. We might need another right back, I think. We've only got Jale, really. Darbo and Bizovac and Rose can play there, but it's only makeshift position, really. So I think we need a goalkeeper and a right back. Central defenders, I think, we're fine. Left back, we're fine. And then I think the rest depend on who stays and who goes. I think we need a new striker. We need better strikers than Benzia and Yatara, I think, that can partner Lacazette. Even though Fekir can play as a makeshift striker, and he actually does really well there. So there's a lot of options that we can go for, but I think the definite things we need are a goalkeeper and a right back and a backup striker. And then anything else will depend on who is sold. Very quickly, before we end this off, let's have a look at the new fixtures. So I'll join you when they come up. San Marino scored a first-minute goal. To remind you of anything, it was a Della Valle penalty. But San Marino have scored a first-minute goal before. Sorry, I just had to say that because that was funny. By the way, Bayern Munich won the Champions League. They beat Barcelona in the final. And we're on holiday at the moment. I'll come back when the fixtures are announced. Alright, I don't think are the fixtures up here or not? Let's see. They are. Okay, right. So what we're going to do is we've got some transfer bids in as well. Liverpool made a bid for Lacazette, but it was rejected because I was on holiday. Season expectations. We're going to go with Champions League qualification because I think we can do it. We just bottled that last game. And that would give us a transfer budget of 19.5 and extra wage budget. So we'll confirm that. So let's have a look at these transfer bids. What happened? So Lacazette, yeah, that's been rejected for us. Caputo's a transfer. Why was that a transfer made? Did I do that? I don't remember. Jale, bid's been made by Galatasaray. We're going to reject that straight away. And Pagliuca, he was really pissed off about the situation with Gonalon. I think, was it him? I think so. Let me see. Wanted by 2 clubs, under transfer bid. Where's information? No current concerns. It was him, I think, because they were complaining about my treatment of Gonalon. He doesn't want to leave anymore because Milan are no longer interested in him. But I don't want him at my club because he's a troublemaker, so he's going to go on loan at the very least. So that's them sorted out. So schedule. So we don't have any friendlies sorted out. Why don't we have any friendlies? Why don't we have any friendlies? Where's my staff? Right. Why don't we have any friendlies? Who do we want doing this? Assistant manager Michael Aldrain. Why haven't you arranged any friendlies? How do you do that? Responsibilities? Michael Aldrain should be arranging friendlies. Why hasn't he done that? Oh, for God's... Are you serious? Cancel. He hasn't arranged any friendlies for us. What a bloody retard. Right, I might have to do that myself then. That's really annoying. That's really confusing. Have I gone wrong there or not? I don't know. I've no idea. Maybe he just hasn't arranged them yet. Right, let's have a look at the fixtures then. So, first league fixture is away against Nantes. So that will be the video later this week because I'm going to play the pre-season off screen. And for God's sake, FM, what are you doing that for? I don't know what's going on with this. It's really annoying me. Why has it started minimising? This episode has been a disaster. Oh God, that's a tough one. So we've got Marseille and PSG, 2 home games in a row there. That's going to be hard. Monaco at home about 2 weeks afterwards. Or 3 weeks really. Montpellier game at home there. Saint-Etienne 5th of December. Rowan Derby. Marseille and PSG one after the other again in February. Monaco away in April. Saint-Etienne is the penultimate game, so that'll likely be another double live comp. We start and finish the season against Nantes, so that's interesting. And then, of course, we've got the Coupe de France and the Coupe de la Ligue when they are drawn. And, well, Europa League third qualifying round as well. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that. But I don't know what's happened with the friendlies, but I'll try and work out exactly what's happened. Pleticosa has now retired, so we do need another goalkeeper. But yeah, we need to work out what the hell's going on with these friendlies, if they just haven't been arranged yet or not. I've no idea. So I'll look into that, and then next episode we're going to play that away game against Nantes, the opener of the season. So I've played some pre-season games off screen, and that Europa League qualifying match. Why are we in the third qualifying round when we got to the group stage? Surely we must have got to the group stage with a 4th place finish. That's pretty stupid. If you only get third qualifying round if you finish 4th in the league. I have no idea. Never mind. Right. I'm going to end this off here, guys. I don't know how long I've been recording for. Too long, I think. Thanks for watching. I will see you. I'm sorry that I've been really angry this episode, but interruptions and Football Manager spontaneously minimising a couple of times. I have no idea what's going on with this. It's really annoying. But hopefully it'll be fixed for next time. If not, I'm going to go back to windowed mode, which I did on last year's FM series because it started happening again. But I might go back to windowed mode, but we'll see. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.